Hey peeps, we are back. We're talking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 12, episode 13. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So at the beginning of this episode, we see Lisa calling all the ladies to invite them to come over to her house. She is getting ready to launch her Rena Rosé, and she wanted all the ladies to come over for a wine tasting to give her their honest opinion on how they felt about her rosé line. She says that it's going to start out with rosé and Chardonnay. She had something there called a rosé brut. I think that's what she called it. I am not a true wine connoisseur. I do know what wines I like. I know that I do not like any dry wines at all. For some reason, it really bothers me if a wine is too dry. So I think that makes it clearly obvious that I'm not a true wine person. Anyway, all the ladies are able to attend except for Diana, which we don't care about. Kyle could not make it due to COVID, and I'm not really sure why Crystal wasn't able to make it. I don't know if they mentioned it or not, but all the rest of the ladies were there, including Cherie. And one thing that I did notice, Cherie is a friend of, but Cherie has been at every event almost. She has been in almost every episode. I think this is really clear. Bravo. We need to give her Diana's diamond. I'm just saying. We end up having a scene with Sutton and her children. She's in the kitchen whipping up chicken salad. Her kids said that it was kind of gross because of all the mayonnaise, but I have to agree with Sutton when she says what makes the chicken salad is the mayonnaise, and you've got to use Hellmann's, okay? I don't want the debate. There are so many people that say, oh no, you need Miracle Whip, or oh no, you need Duke's, but there is something about Hellmann's that just, I love it. I've tried Duke's and I'm not a fan. It's too tangy or something. I don't know if it's lemon or mustard. I don't even know. And I don't like Miracle Whip. I don't like Miracle Whip on a sandwich. I don't like Miracle Whip, period. If it's not Hellmann's mayonnaise, don't give it to me. You know what? I could also use Kraft mayonnaise, but not Miracle Whip. I don't like that. Or that dressing is what they call it. Oh, no. I'm just saying. Peeps, get down in the comments and share your favorite mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. One thing that I loved about Sutton's kids is they just seem natural. Normal kids, they don't seem so rich and privileged. She said that her son told her that he wanted to go to the military because he was too comfortable. They have a comfortable living. So she said she decided to make him uncomfortable. So she sent him to Georgia so that he could get a job, getting up at 5:30 in the mornings, sitting around in 105 degrees with 100% humidity. And she said that he came back and he absolutely was ready to go to college then. So she said they sort of settled, and now he's decided to go to a military college. I just think that Sutton and her kids are adorable, and I appreciate the fact that she was happy to make him uncomfortable. Then we see Garcelle meet up with Dorit, and she was telling Dorit that she's been working on her audiobook for her book that she recently came out with, and she mentions that she had an experience with Bill Cosby. And you know what they say about Bill Cosby. Did anybody watch that documentary on Showtime? I think it was called We Have to Talk About Bill Cosby. Listen, that documentary is worth watching. It's really eye-opening. I used to love Bill Cosby. Anyway, moving on. Her and Dorit talk a little bit about Erica and Erica's drinking. She lets Dorit know that Erica informed her that she had blacked out when she got home after the Christmas party and that she hit her head. So now Dorit is concerned about Erica and her drinking with her cocktail and medication. And I appreciate the way Dorit handled this conversation. She was nothing like the way Kyle has been reacting. Kyle has been, oh, woe is Erica. She's gone through so much. Oh my gosh, she lost all of her millions and her husband. Oh, she's struggling going on these 4-star trips. She's struggling living in this mansion, still having glam, still having an assistant and a publicist and a marketing director and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Get the hell out of here, Erica. Anyway, I also appreciate Garcelle and Dorit being able to get past their past and have a little bit of a friendship. I thought they were kind of cute hanging out, talking to each other. When Garcelle, in the middle of their conversation, interrupts and says, Dorit, I've been dying to ask you about PK's DUI. I laughed so hard. I said, that just came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And Dorit says, alleged DUI. Girl, stop. She explained the whole story, how he feels so bad about this. This has never happened before. He's never been through this. And Garcelle makes the comment that she's seen in an article that the police gave PK a ride home. And I did read that same article, and they did give him a ride home. She said that would never happen to her or anybody else in the Black community. And I would have to agree. I don't think that if any of us got pulled over with a DUI, African American, wealthy or not, they are not giving us a ride home. That is not happening. I don't know. Things are different in Beverly Hills. I'm just saying. I did appreciate too when Garcelle mentioned to Dorit about Erica saying that Sutton was a liability. And Dorit tells Garcelle, you don't strike me as the Thelma and Louise type. And Garcelle said, absolutely not. I am not going to throw myself over the cliff with you. That is not how this works. She says, I will lend you a hand and try to pull you up, but I'll drop you before I let you pull me down. And I'm paraphrasing. That's the same. I agree with that. I will go out on a limb for my friends. I will back you until I can't back you anymore, as long as you are doing the right thing. But I'm not going to let you pull me down into the quicksand with you. It's not going to happen. I thought that that was so cute, her and Dorit's conversation. Then we head over to Erica's house, and she's got her whole team there. And all she wants to talk about is her sex life. And I am really not here for Erica's sex life. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care if you get the sex. I don't care how often you get the sex. Most people who talk about the sex as much as she does is really not getting it that much. And I don't know why it's important for her. But now all of a sudden she wants to become a dominatrix.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me, honey. I never get sick. I take very good care of myself. I treat my body like a temple. Yeah, open to everyone, day or night.
I don't give a damn what you do in your bedroom. Please stop sharing it with the rest of us. She mentions how she texts some guy to thank him for the amazing sex, and turns out she texts the wrong dude. And this guy replies back that he's trying to give her the sex. Girl, yuck. I'm just saying. Oh. And if you really want to get into this dominatrix business, why don't you contact the alleged madam? Diana could help you out, I'm sure. Lisa and Sutton go to lunch.
I know. People think I'm such a f***ing bitch. Really? Like, people are so f***ing scared of me. I'm like, that's so scary. You are at times.
No, just at one time.
There are times where you are infuriating, and it makes me mad when I think about it, and I want to frickin' strangle you, so I will be honest about that. But at the end of the day, it's been a while. It's over.
Yeah.
It was silly. You shouldn't have done it.
No.
You know that. You did say you were sorry.
I did.
And I have to move on now. It's kind of fun for me to, like, torture you. Is that bad?
Okay.
I am a pussycat.
You're kind of like the Grinch.
I'm not like the Grinch.
Listen, I am over Sutton apologizing. Don't apologize to these women anymore. Number two, I think that these ladies just pick with Sutton, torture, according to Lisa Renna, like to torture her because she's low-hanging fruit. They think that Sutton is so delicate, so soft, that she'll just allow them to disrespect her, talk to her crazy, start crying and run off. But this season, Sutton is not the crying and run off girl. You know, is she being as strong and forceful as I'd like her to be? No. But she is a hell of a lot stronger this season than she was last season. She stands up for herself. Lisa, truly, in my opinion, and I really hate calling people this, she really is a bitch. She is a bitch and she loves it. She wears it like a badge of honor. She wears it as if one of her children had made her a button in 2nd grade that said world's best mom. You know, she loves to be called a bitch. She loves it when people call her ice queen. Lisa Rinna thinks that makes her special, but it doesn't. Then we see that Kyle has adopted an absolutely gorgeous puppy. This puppy, oh, I wanted to hug him through the television. He is so cute. But then I reminded myself, she already has about 6 dogs that are unruly. They like to eat your food right off your plates, walk across your tables and carrying on. You don't need another dog at all. Actually, you should find out if your daughters would like to come and get a dog. Like each one of you, get a dog and take it home. I'm just saying it's too much. Anyway, this is not my business. When Erica arrives at the wine tasting, I thought it was real cute because Lisa says, "Can I get you anything to drink?" And you know, Lisa's serving these specialty drinks and her wine, right? Erica says, "I'll just have a little chamomile tea." I said, "Oh, we trying the chamomile tea again." I know deep down she was hoping that Lisa would say, "Oh, we are fresh out of tea." And she would have said, "Well, I'll take a tequila." Anyway, it was so funny because Cherie said, "Well, it's kind of cold, but a little tequila will warm you up." And she says, "Oh, I can't." She said, "You were witness to my last time I had all those drinks at the Christmas party. It turns out that I can't drink all this alcohol on these pills. You know, the bottle says that you can't drink alcohol with it." She knew that all along. And here you are at the wine tasting. You're going to have about 2 sips of this chamomile tea. And the next thing you know, it's 7 glasses of wine on these pills. Anyway, Dorit is looking at her, watching all of her drinks. At one point, Dorit said, "Should you be drinking? Should I take this from you?" You know, Dorit says she doesn't know what to do now. Now she's concerned about Erica. I said, "Where is Kyle when you need to tell her about your concern?" I'm just saying. Now, when Harry Hamlin comes out and they decide, by they, I mean Cherie, brings up to him if he had to do a Yelp review on Lisa's BJ's with the rating of 1 through 5, what would he pick? I thought, oh, wow. I wouldn't want that. You know, national television, my children could see it, and here's my husband rating my BJ's. Oh, wow. You know, luckily for her, Harry gives her a 10, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable. That's just me. I'm a prude in the streets, but okay, let me go on about my business. Anyway.
Crystal and her eating disorder, and I had asked her if she had ever sought professional help, and she said no.
I mean, she told me that she's vomiting every day.
Why don't you seek help?
Why don't you get help for that?
Maybe she's getting help.
I don't like it when we talk about one another when the person that's being talked about isn't there.
I feel like you always have to clean up and take care of her.
Like, that's what friendships are for.
But I don't think that you would cut me any slack.
You don't think I have?
No, I think you've been very clear about how you feel about me. I don't think that you necessarily believe me. I don't feel...
I agree with you. I don't know if I believe everything.
What have I done to you? Absolutely nothing. So judgmental.
I don't like that I've been called a liability as a friend. I don't like that at all. And you know what? If you felt like that, you can tell me that. Don't tell her that.
She supports you through all of the stuff that you get.
That's what a friend does. That's called being a friend. You know, Lisa, you're very funny because our lunch went very differently than right now. And I kind of knew when you had, you know...
An audience?
Yeah.
You think I'm going to play it? No.
Yeah. Because I do like you.
You do like me.
I do.
I do like you.
You talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Well, so do you.
I
You know
don't.
what? You. Get out of my house. If you're going to talk like this, you should leave.
The set actress in Lisa never leaves her body.
Okay.
If you come from my husband and kids, I will hunt you down!
And I am sorry that I humiliated you.
You tried, but you didn't because you looked like a fool when you did it.
So, I was not really happy with Erica and Dorit or Lisa talking about Crystal's eating disorder. You know, Dorit was not happy when Garcelle brought up PK's alleged DUI. So why is it okay for you to talk about Crystal's eating disorder and tell the group things that Crystal had not shared completely with the group? And she's not there. What I did appreciate was that Sutton and Garcelle did not fully engage in the conversation because they knew that it wasn't okay. Crystal is not there and they should not be talking about this. At one point, when Sutton interjected and said maybe Crystal is getting help and we just don't know about it, after that, Garcelle said maybe we should just wait and talk to her about it. That's what I appreciated, that they tried to stay out of her eating disorder issue. To me, it was just one of the most inappropriate conversations. She is not here. You were all saying, well, why isn't she getting help? She's talking about it on Instagram. She's talking about it at the Christmas party. She told Dorit X, Y, and Z. You guys don't know what it's like to have an eating disorder. Kyle is not there to put her 2 cents in, to make it all about her. But you don't know what it's like to have an eating disorder. Neither do I, except for I eat way too much. You know, and that's a disorder. I'm just saying maybe I need some help. But anyway, leave this woman alone. I am pretty sure at some point she is going to get the help. You know, it took Jackie a while to get some help and she's doing pretty good. So I'm hoping the best for Crystal as well. And as I'm watching this scene, I said to myself, this is why Crystal says that she doesn't feel safe with this group. She doesn't feel comfortable talking to you guys or being herself because she's being judged constantly. And here she is thinking that it's okay to share this information with Dorit. And here Dorit is, let me just share it with the group. So then you see Garcelle pull Erica to the side. She wants to talk to Erica about calling Sutton a liability. And right before she has this conversation with Erica, she lets Sutton know that Erica says that she's a liability. Erica thinks that Garcelle cleans up things for Sutton. The thing is, Garcelle is being a friend to Sutton, and she doesn't clear things up for Sutton. There are some things that happen that Sutton does and says, and Garcelle stands behind her, but there are also things that Sutton does and says, and Garcelle tells Sutton to her face, this is inappropriate. You were wrong for what you said, and you should definitely apologize for it. So Garcelle does not back Sutton in her BS. She only backs her when she knows that she's in the right. And I appreciate her loyalty. That is what friendship is. Erica mentions to Garcelle that she doesn't think that she would back her 100% the way she backs Sutton. And Garcelle pretty much says, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't. And you're also right that I don't fully believe you with your current legal situation that you're going through right now. And she tries to say, what have I done to you? And, you know, you're so judgmental. Girl, you've done a lot of things to Garcelle. When you guys were down at Kyle's house in Lake Tahoe, you went off on her about mentioning that you talked to Tom. Then you tried to have the sex with her son. You called her son's wife a baby mama. Then you told her other son to get the F out of here. I think you've done enough. Okay, that's what you've done. And she's not being judgmental. She's just reading the facts and your behavior. And I think that it's a crazy double standard for Erica, Dorit, Lisa, and Kyle, any of them, to say that Garcelle standing up for Sutton is a problem. Because weren't you guys the one that called yourself the Fox Force 5 or something? You guys are always standing up for each other, even when it's mess. I mean, the rest of these ladies have bent over backwards making excuses for Erica. I think what Erica was really doing was trying to get Garcelle to stand down so that the rest of the group can continue to gaslight Sutton and cuss her out on a regular basis. Now, Lisa Rinna, I have to agree with Sutton. She went full soap actress. She went full soap villain for no reason. Sutton was absolutely right. You waited for an audience because not 2 days before this wine tasting, you had just apologized to Sutton for your behavior. Sutton apologized to you for the umpteenth time about this whole Elton John situation. And Lisa screaming at her about hunting her down if you talk about my husband or my kids. And when she turned around and looked at everybody and said, "Do you understand me?" or something, I don't remember the exact words. When Garcelle said, "Yes, we understand," I was a little bit upset with that. And no, ma'am, that is the time for you to grab your purse and leave. Ma'am, you are truly tripping. Nobody brought up Harry. Nobody brought up your kids. You are just showing the hell out for no reason. You have zero storyline this season, so you are going to milk this Elton John concert, benefit, dinner, whatever, to death. Girl, let it go. And you got that whole situation twisted. You humiliated yourself, you and Harry. You wanted to drag Garcelle over a stupid text message regarding some sauce, and then you got dragged, okay? Stop the mess. Sutton has receipts. You are pissed off because at your event, Harry's party, you thought that you were about to drag Sutton across the table at dinner until Sutton pulled out her receipts. The truth is, you and your husband showed up, sat at Sutton's table that she paid for and did not cancel, had that dinner, and didn't say thank you. Okay, the only person who was embarrassed and humiliated was Lisa Rinna. And you continue to do it. You continue to do it for storyline purposes, I'm sure. I mean, the way they treat and talk to Sutton, it's really difficult to watch. And I'm tired of Sutton apologizing to these women. No more apologizing. However, I was so proud of her when she stood up to Erica and told Erica, you know, if you think I'm a liability, say it to me. Don't go share it with Garcelle. Say it to me. I appreciated that. I really do. And when Lisa told her to get out of her house, girl, it wouldn't have been nothing but 2.6 seconds for me to get up and leave. I would have left. I would not have stayed there, not one more second. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Sutton is carrying this whole season. This whole season has been about everyone ganging up on Sutton. I think the reason the ladies are so upset is because Sutton and Garcelle are the only ones who question their behavior, who question their actions. The rest of the girls just go along to get along. And Garcelle and Sutton said, we are too strong, too grown, too independent to just go along with anything. We want answers to the questions that we have. We're not going to sweep crap under the rug. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.